Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody can hear my voice and see the presentation on the screen. Excellent. So today we are going to take a look at one of the most commonly asked type of questions in the analytical reasoning section, in the logic section of most entrance examinations, and that is puzzles. Some of us might have done a few puzzles before, right? Today we are going to do slightly different kind of puzzles and take a look at how to solve them. They are pretty easy, but you'd have to pay close attention to what is given. And once you get the hang of how to do these puzzles, they are extremely simple. The only thing is you have to read the given instructions carefully and think for a moment, how would you approach this problem? There can be multiple ways in which a puzzle can be solved. In exam, your duty, your job is to see which is the best and easiest method to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'll be putting up the puzzles on the screen, right? And after giving you about a minute to think about it, to try and solve it, I will show you my best possible method to solve that puzzle, right? And each puzzle is of different kind. So there is no standard method. There is no standard formula for every puzzle. Every puzzle has to be done according to the data which is given. So today we are going to take a look at different kinds of puzzles and see how to break down those puzzles into easy steps and get the answer. So without further ado, let's start there. So this is the first one and it's a simple one. It says P, Q, R, S and T are 5 speakers who have to speak on a particular day. Not necessarily in that order, right? Obviously, if you have to arrange, then it won't be directly given that they are P, Q, R, S, T. So the order is not known. Now it is said R is neither the first nor the last speaker. There are 3 speakers after S and there are 3 speakers ahead of T. Now, if P speaks after Q, then who is the last speaker to speak? A pretty simple kind of puzzle. It should not take more than 20 to 30 seconds to solve this one. Let's see who gets it the fastest. Are we getting this one? It's pretty simple. Yes, Hitvi, that's correct. Hitvi has got it. What about the others, guys? नो अभिषेक एक बार चेक कर लो. खुशी करेक्ट. चलो, let's see how to do this. Pretty simple. It says that there are 5 speakers who have to speak. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. There are 5 speakers. Now R is neither the first nor the last speaker. So R is not on 1 and R is not at number 5. Now it says there are 3 speakers after S. So after S, if there are 3 speakers, that means S has to be at number 2. Also, there are 3 speakers ahead of T. So ahead of T, if there are 3 speakers, that means T has to be at number 4. And now R cannot be at 1 and 5. So R by default is at number 3. Now it says P speaks after Q. So first Q and then in the remaining position, if I put P, then I get the arrangement of Q, S, R, T and P. So with Q, S, R, T, P, who is the last speaker? Pretty simple. The last speaker is option C. That is P is the last speaker. Did everybody get this one? If you have not understood or you are confused at some step, you can always ask. I can repeat it. but this one is simple. I hope everybody understood how we did it, right? Not more than 10, 15, 20 seconds to solve this question. It's a simple one. Did everybody understand this? Yes? Okay. Chalo. Now it is given that there are 5 persons A, B, C, D, E who are being compared in weight and height. That are 2 separate comparisons. One is according to weight and one is according to height. The second heaviest person, D, is the shortest. A is the second tallest and shorter than E. The heaviest person is the third tallest person. There is only one person shorter than B who is lighter than E and A respectively. So using this information, can we tell who is the heaviest person among all the 5? Again, it should not take more than 35 to 40 seconds to solve this question. Right? There are 2 separate arrangements which need to be made. One is according to weight, one is according to height. No, Prasanna, check it once. Read the question carefully. Yes, Anmol. Siddhant, correct. No, Hetvi. Okay, so now the 5 people are classified into 2 categories. One is according to their weight and one is according to their height. So let us put the person who is heaviest at the top and the person who is the lightest at the bottom. Similarly, the person who is the tallest at the top and the person who is the shortest at the bottom, right? So let's classify 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 of them have to be arranged according to the given data. Now, what is the data which is given to us? So this says that the second heaviest person, D. So second heaviest person, D, is the shortest. So according to height, D is the shortest. According to weight, D is the second heaviest at number 2. But according to height, D is the shortest. Now, A is the second tallest. So according to height, A is the second tallest and shorter than E. So if A is second tallest and still shorter than E, that means E is the tallest person. The heaviest person is the third tallest person. So the heaviest person, I don't know who it is, but I will put it as X. The heaviest person, X, is the third tallest person. So in this position is X. Now, there is only one person shorter than B. So according to height, if only one person is shorter than B, that means B has to be second shortest. So the only person left in height is C. So C has been placed here and that is X. That means the heaviest person is C. So to answer this question, I have already got the answer. But then let us complete the puzzle. There is only one person shorter than B who is lighter than E and A. So B is lighter than E and A. So now we not only have the answer to the question, but we also have the complete set of people according to height and weight. According to weight, C, D, E, A, B, heaviest to lightest. And according to height, E, A, C, B, followed by D, tallest to shortest. Did everybody understand this puzzle now? Correct? Okay. So the answer here obviously is C. Now for the same question, that is the data is exactly the same, can we say what is the position of A in height and weight? According to weight, we saw this was the arrangement, and according to height, we saw this was the arrangement. So now the question asks, what is the position of A in height, second, and in weight, fourth? So 2 and 4 is the answer which I'm looking for. So once the puzzle is solved, easy. Anmol, Khushi, B kahan se aaya? A is second in height and fourth in weight, right? Yeah. Khushi, got it? Correct. Chalo. Now this is a very, very interesting question. Think very carefully before you solve it. 15 people entered a theater before Sujit. 7 people entered the theater between Sujit and Suraj. And 20 people entered the theater after Suraj. How many people are there in the theater altogether? Totally, how many people are there in the theater? It's not as straightforward as you think. Don't be hasty. Think a little bit and then try to answer this. No Khushi, no Anmol, Prasanna, no. Malav, correct. Malu, can you tell me why that is the answer? The answer which you have given. Can you tell me why that is the answer? Hetvi, no. ना मालव, ना लोचा मार दिया. सिद्धांत, नो. Prasanna, no. Till now nobody has got the correct answer with the explanation. Pranjal, can you tell me why? Can you tell me why that is your answer? Uvesh, nahi. What about the others? Anya, Abhishek, Garvit. Anmol, can you tell me why that is your answer? Pranjal, perfect. You got it. Chalo guys. Slightly tricky question, but very interesting to solve. Let's see how this particular question can be solved. Right? It says 15 people entered a theater before Sujit. So, before Sujit came, 15 people came. That means Sujit could be the 16th person. Then it says 7 people entered the theater between Sujit and Suraj. And then it says after Suraj, 20 people entered. So in this case, we get 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 7, 13 plus 1, 14, 4, 1 carry forward, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 4, right? Most of you did this calculation and got 44 as the answer, right? Most of you did this calculation and got 44 as the answer. But there is another possibility. What if Suraj was the first person to enter and after Suraj, Sujit came in? right? We do not know that between Suraj and Sujit who came first, right? So between Suraj and Sujit there are total 7 people. Now if 15 people entered before Sujit, right, before Sujit, if 15 people entered, 7 plus 1 8 people का तो already हिसाब हो चुका है, so 7 more people add in front. 20 people came after Suraj. After Suraj, already 8 people are there. So we add 12 more people. So in this case, we get a total of 7 plus 1, 8, 8 plus 8, 16, 18, 8, 1 carry forward, 28. So it is possible that 44 is the answer. It is also possible that 28 is the answer. But because we do not know which one of these two answers is exact, the best answer to mark must be cannot be determined. Right? Because we do not know the order of Sujit and Suraj. इन दोनों में से सुजीत पहले आया या सूरज पहले आया? If Sujit came first, then total 44 people could be there. But if Suraj came first, then only 28 people are there in totality. And we do not know what is the order of entry between Sujit and Suraj. So, cannot be determined is my answer. Did everybody get this one? I hope there is no confusion, right? There are two possibilities. So we have to consider all the, it is not given between Sujit and Suraj, what is the order? Kairavi, explain once again. Okay, which one? Did you understand the 44 wala calculation? Okay, I'll show you the next calculation. The next question gives you the specification, right? It's the same question. I'll explain it here. See, if Suraj entered the theater before Sujit, that means first they are saying Suraj entered the theater and then they are saying Sujit entered the theater. So Suraj is one person and Sujit is one person. Now 7 people are between them. So between Suraj and Sujit, there are a total of 7 people. Kairavi, did you get it so far? Okay. Now it says 15 people entered the theater before Sujit. So before Sujit, total 15 people have entered, out of which 1 plus 7, 8 is already calculated. So that means 7 more people have entered here. And after Suraj, if 20 people are supposed to enter, after Suraj, we already have 8 people. So 20 minus 8, 12 more people here. So what is this total? This total is 28. So the total number of people in the theater is 28 in this case. Now did you understand it? Good. Did everybody else also get this question? Okay. Why am I not getting answers from everybody? बाकी लोग जाग रहे हैं, सो रहे हैं. I hope the others are also awake. Okay. Chalo. Next one. A, B, C, D, E and F are 6 cities which are collinear in the same order. Now what is the meaning of collinear? Collinear means in the same line. In a single line they are. So A, B, C, D, E, F are all in the same order. The distance between any two adjacent cities is equal. A bus starts at A for city F. It takes 25 minutes for the bus to travel from one city to another and stops for 5 minutes at each place. So, if the bus reaches E at 8:55, then what is the time when it reached station B? It's not at all difficult. You only have to understand it and do it step by step. The question is very simple. I hope you understood it. Okay, Garvit, Anmol got it. Mitanshu correct. Yes, Kairavi, Khushi also got it. Yes, Prasanna. Yes, I think everybody is getting this one. Easy one. Very good. What about the others? Anya, Abhishek. Tanishk. 840 ना अभिषेक 840 कैसे आया? कैसे किया आपने ये कैलकुलेशन? नो हेतवी. सी लेट्स सी क्वेश्चन क्या बोलता है. इट सेज the stations are A. From A you go to B, you go to C, you go to D, you go to E, and then you go to F. Right? Now the distance between every two stations is the same, and from one city to another it takes 25 minutes to go. Right? So distance to travel is the time taken, that is 25, and at every station it waits for 5 minutes. Now it says it reached E at 8:55. Right? So 8:55 को अगर E पे पहुंचा है, so उसके 25 मिनट पहले D पे पहुंचा होगा. 5 minutes before that it would have reached D. 25 minutes before that it would have left C. 5 minutes before that it would have reached C. 25 before that it would have left B. So B छोड़ने के बाद 25 minutes plus 5 minutes plus 25 minutes plus 5 minutes plus 25 minutes. Right? So 8:55 को अगर यहाँ पे पहुंचा है, then and plus D को तो 25 मिनट पे छूटा होगा. So I have to add this 5 also, because the question asked is when did it reach station B. So 1 hour 30 minutes is the total time. 5 plus 25 30 30 30. So 8:55 say 1 hour 30 minutes पहले it would have reached B. So that time is 7:25. So when did it reach B? It would have reached B at 7:25. Did everybody understand this one? Yes, if you understood this one, तो same data पे second question. At what time? Now it's a similar question. It's not the same question. It's a similar question. P, Q, R, S, T, and U are 6 cities which are in a row in the same order. B1 travels from P to U, and B2 travels from U to P. B1 reaches S at 10:40. B2 reaches Q at 10:35. If the travel time between any two adjacent cities is 40 minutes and the stoppage time at each city is 15 minutes, then at what time do they start at their respective destinations? Anmol, why should we take it takes 30 minutes? It is given it takes 25 minutes to reach a station. 5 minutes is a stoppage time. 5 minutes is stoppage time. So question अगर पूछेगा B से कब निकला, then the answer would be 7:30. If it says B पे कब पहुंचा, then it would be 7:25. So you cannot just take 30 minutes because it is given it is 25 minutes. Right? So depending on the question, you will have to solve it. Right? Try this one. very similar to the previous one. Yes, Siddhant, that's right. What about the others? कैरी भी करेक्ट. अन्या चेक कर लो एक बार. प्रसन्ना नो. हेतवी नो. खुशी incorrect no. Chalo guys, let's see how this is done. So like the previous question, it starts from P, then Q, then R, then S, then T, and then U. The time it takes to go from one place to another is 40 minutes. So between two stations, the travel time is 40 minutes. And at each station, there is a 15-minute wait, right? So obviously, सिर्फ बीच वाले stations पे wait करेंगे. First and last station पे तो कोई wait होगा नहीं. Now the first question is B1, which starts from P. So B1, it starts from P in this direction and it reaches S at 10:40, right? It has reached S at 10:40. So when it has reached S at 10:40, uske pehle how much did it travel? It traveled 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 30. So 40 plus 40, 80 plus 40, 120 plus 30, 150. That is 2.5 hours it has traveled. So when it has traveled for 2.5 hours, subtracting 2.5 hours from 10:40, we get 8:10. So B1 started at 8:10. The second, B2, it reaches Q at 10:35. It reaches Q at 10:35. So before it reaches Q, how much did it travel? 40 plus 40, 80. 80 plus 40 is equal to 120. 120 plus 40 is equal to 160. 160 plus 45 is 205. So 205 minutes is equal to 3 hours and 25 minutes. So if I subtract 3 hours and 25 minutes, then I get the time as 7:10. So B2 would have started at 7:10. So B1 started at 8:10, B2 started at 7:10, and that is option C. Did everybody get this one? Hitvi, Prasanna. Okay. Right. Prasanna, be careful. See, silly if you get the concept right, but still you make a silly mistake in the calculation, you are going to lose the mark in the exam. Right. So once you get the question, you should take a couple of minutes, a few seconds, but just confirm that whatever you are doing, the calculation is proper. Try to avoid silly mistakes. The biggest reason why a lot of students they don't manage to crack the exam is not because they don't know how to do it, but simply silly mistakes ruin their chances. So take 5 seconds extra, confirm all your calculations, and then do it. Chalo. Next one. Same question. P, Q, R, S, T, U, 6 cities. B1 from P to U, B2 from U to P, all the same thing. The only difference in the thing is the question. Now you have to answer which city do the two buses meet? At which city will the two buses meet? Yes, Hetvi. Correct. Yes, Kairavi. Prasanna, no. Yes, Khushi. So this one, guys, is pretty simple, right? We already know that it starts at P, Q, R, S, T, and U with 40 minutes, 15, 40, 15, 40, 15, 40, and 15 and 40. We also know that B1, it starts at 8, 10, right? We have already done this calculation in the previous question. And we know B2, it starts at 7, 10. Correct? So, at 8, 10, where would have B2 reached? So, 40 plus 15, 55 plus 5. So, B2 would have reached somewhere here and B1 is somewhere here, right? So, if B1 is at this point and B2 is now at this point at 8, 10, and now both of them are moving towards each other, then the center point where they will meet is obviously R. So they will meet at point R. You get that? They will meet at point R. Did everybody understand this one? U starts 1 hour before. So 1 hour तो अकेले travel करेगा. So at 8, 10, when both of them now are at some points, then and moving towards each other with the same speed, then obviously whichever is the center point will be the place where they will meet. And in the diagram we can see the center point is R. Correct? I hope everybody got this one. Right. Now, this is very, very interesting, easy, but you have to understand the question. B1, B2, B3. There are 3 buses that travel from Mumbai to Delhi. Each bus starts at a different time and arrives at a different time. The digit in the bus number, the order of departure or arrival is not the same. The first bus to leave Mumbai is the third bus to reach Delhi. Then which is the second bus to reach Delhi? The question simply says that whatever is the number of the bus, it cannot be the number of leaving Mumbai and it cannot be the number of reaching Delhi. All the 3 numbers must be different. Nah, Anmol, Hetvi, nope. Nope. No correct answers so far. नो नो, अभी तक तो किसी ने भी सही जवाब नहीं दिया है. Understand, guys, if bus is number 1, if the number of the bus is 1, it cannot be the first one to reach Mumbai, leave Mumbai. It cannot be the first one to reach Delhi, because all the numbers have to be different. Yes, Garvit got it. Hetvi says there's no information related to bus. What information about the bus do you need? Hetvi, what information? You have the numbers of the buses: bus number 1, bus number 2, and bus number 3. And it is also given the first bus to leave Mumbai is the third bus to reach Delhi. Chalo, let's see. So now we know the bus number, the position when leaving Mumbai, and the position when reaching Delhi, right? The bus numbers we know are 1, 2, and 3. And we also know that in every row, the numbers have to be different. Bus number 1 means it cannot be the first from Mumbai, it cannot be the first to Delhi. Now, the clue says the first bus to leave Mumbai is the third bus to reach Delhi. Which bus can this be? All the 3 numbers must be associated with every bus. So if it is the first bus to leave Mumbai and the third bus to reach Delhi, what should be the number of this bus? Bus number 2, right? If it is the first, so 2, 1 and 3, it has to be bus number 2, which is the first to leave Mumbai and third to reach Delhi, because all 3 numbers must be different. So 2, 1 and 3. Chalo. Now, if I put that bus number 1 leaves Mumbai second and reaches Delhi third, can 2 buses both be the third to reach Delhi? If I put bus number 1 is second to leave Mumbai and third to reach Delhi, then number 3, 2 buses cannot be at the third position, which means this is not number 2. So this has to be number 3 and this has to be number 2, which means this is 2 and this is 1. So the second bus to reach Delhi, obviously is bus number 1. Did you get that? Hetvi, Khushi, Tirth. I hope now you understood the meaning of the problem. It's like Sudoku, right? All the numbers in rows and columns have to be different. So just using that, we will be able to solve this one. Chalo, same problem, but which is the first bus to leave Mumbai? Right? We already know 1, 2 and 3. First bus to leave Mumbai is the third one to reach Delhi. And this question, you don't even need anything. It is given in the data, the first bus to leave Mumbai, which is the third bus. You already know that is bus number 2. So definitely B is my answer. We have already solved this when we were doing the first question. So इसमें तो कोई extra मेहनत भी नहीं है. Correct? There is no extra hard work you had to do to solve this question, because you have already got this data by solving the previous one. Now, let's take a look at this. In an international conference, scientists from 6 different countries are invited. They are from America, Germany, France, Japan, Russia, and India. On a particular day, presentations of these 6 scientists are scheduled. German scientist presentation is the only presentation between presentations of Russia and India. There are 3 presentations between the presentation of French and Japanese. So using this data, Can you tell how many presentations are there after the German scientist's presentation? Are you sure, Kairavi, Anya? Think about it. Anmol, yes. Hitvi, no. Garvit, correct. Anmol, exactly. You got it. करेक्ट खुशी. तीर्थ नहीं, चेक करो एक बार. यस प्रसन्ना, दैट्स राइट. See, yes Uvesh, correct. So it is given that German is the only scientist between Russian and Indian. So German is the only scientist between Russian and Indian. But German can be between Russian and Indian in this way. So there are two possibilities here, right? Now it says there are three presentations between French and Japanese. So these are the three presentations between the French and Japanese like this, or between the Japanese and French like this. Again, French and Japanese, or French and Japanese. So already we have seen 4 different arrangements so far, right? And now who is left? American is left. So either American could be in the beginning. If American is in the beginning, then there are 2 presentations after German. But American could be afterwards, which means there are 3 presentations. So it could be either 2 or 3, because we do not know what is the position of the American. And because of that, because you do not know the exact answer, it has to be marked as cannot be determined. The position of the American is not at all clear. So when we do not know whether American is first or last, the number of presentations after German could be 2, it could also be 3. And because we don't know the exact answer, it is not possible for us to answer this. So we have to mark option E, cannot be determined, in this example. Did you get that? Did everybody understand that? Okay, good. Now, same. If the Russian scientist presentation is before the American scientist presentation, and the Japanese presentation is immediately after the Indian presentation, then the Russian scientist presentation is at what number? Now you have got slightly more information in this question. So now can you tell what is the exact order, and based on that, what is the position number of the Russian? Yes, Anmol. Garvit, correct. Yes, Prasanna. Yes, Hetvi. Correct. Teeth also got it. Kushi got it. Yes, Uvesh. So now let's do this. German is the only presentation between Russian and Indian. So we had seen German between Russian and Indian, or German between Russian and Indian. 3 presentations between French and Japanese. And Japanese is immediately after the Indian. So Japanese and French ke between 3, right? This is not my arrangement. And then we also know that the Russian scientist is before the American. So that means American has to be at this position. So if this is my arrangement of the 6 scientists, then when they ask what is the number of Russian, Russian comes at the second position. So answer A. Russian comes at the second position. So answer A. Now did you get it? Yes, I think now everybody got it. ना समझ में आए तो पूछ लेना. Don't feel shy. I hope everybody got it. Chalo. Next one. 4 car numbers are participating in a car rally. They have to travel from P to Q and then to R. Now, after the race, the following is observed. The digit in the car number and the order in which they depart or arrive is not the same. We have done a similar example. Remember Mumbai, Delhi, car number, all different numbers. So यहाँ पे भी same funda. The digit of the car number and the order in which they depart or arrive is not the same. The first car to leave P is the second car to reach R. And the first car to reach R is the second car to leave P and the last car to reach Q. With this information, can you answer which is the first car to leave P? अनमोल नहीं. Yes, Kushi, that's correct. Uvesh nahi. Anmol yes. Prasanna correct. Chalo. So now there are 4 cars, right? So number of the car, position at P, position at Q and position at R. We already know the 4 cars 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now the first car to leave P is the second car to reach R. But Q ka nahi pata, so I cannot match it with a car. But then it says the first car to reach R is the second car to leave P and the last car to reach Q. So PRQ में जब 2, 1 and 4 है तो this has to be number 3. So car number 3 is second to leave P, first to reach R and the fourth to leave Q. Right? So now P1 and 2 कौन हो सकता है? P1 and 2 cannot be car number 1, it cannot be car number 2. So fourth में this is 1 and this is 2. So this becomes number 3. Correct? यहां तक समझ में आया? So we have got the answer. The first car to leave P is definitely car number 4. So option A is my answer. Option A is my answer. Do not understand it? चलो एक और बार करते हैं. राइट? इसी क्वेश्चन का सेकंड पार्ट बस इसमें मैं एक्सप्लेन करता हूं. सी, कार नंबर्स में क्या क्या है? कार नंबर 1, कार नंबर 2, कार नंबर 3 एंड कार नंबर 4. अब P से निकलने का एक नंबर होगा, Q के साथ एक नंबर होगा एंड R के साथ एक नंबर होगा. द फर्स्ट नंबर क्या है? द फर्स्ट कार टू लीव P का 1 is the second car to reach R. So P and R के साथ नंबर 1 and 2 है. Did you understand this part? So 1 and 2 जब है, this could be car 3 और car 4. कार 1 and 2 तो नहीं हो सकते बिकॉज कार का नंबर P, Q, R ये चारों नंबर मैच नहीं कर सकते. सो ये जो फर्स्ट कार का डिस्क्रिप्शन है वो C3 या C4 में से कोई एक होगा, बट कौन सा है मुझे नहीं पता. सो आई एम गोइंग टू मूव ऑन टू द सेकेंड क्लू. इट सेज first car to reach R, second to leave P and the last to reach Q. So 1, 2 and 4 आ गया तो 3 must be my car number. So जो car number 3 है वो P पे नंबर 2 है, R पे नंबर 1 है एंड Q पे नंबर 4 है. So कार 3 का हिसाब मिल गया. तो ये जो कार 4 है वो P पे 1 है, R पे 2 है, 4, 1 and 2. सो द रिमेनिंग नंबर 3 Q का होगा. नाउ डिड यू गेट इट तीर्थ, हेतवी? राइट? चलो अभी आगे देखते हैं. अब सुडोकी की तरह खेलेंगे. अब नंबर 2 को फिट करना है. कॉलम्स को देखो, यहां पे 2 आ गया, यहां पे भी 2 आ गया, यहां पे भी 2 आ गया. तो ये वाले रो में 2 को यहां पे फिट करना पड़ेगा. अब ये देखो 1 यहां पे आ चुका है, यहां पे भी आ चुका है, यहां पे भी है. दैट मीन्स ऑब्वियसली दिस इज नंबर 1. सो द सेकेंड कार टू रीच Q इज C1. अंडरस्टूड इट? सेकेंड कार टू रीच Q. Q2 किसका है? कार नंबर 1 का Q2 है. I hope everybody got this one. Okay. Now, same, which is the third car to reach R? I'm going to go back to my diagram. Third car to reach R. अब नंबर 3 ये भी हो सकता है एंड ये भी हो सकता है. राइट? आई कैन नॉट से विद गारंटी नंबर 3 किसके साथ फिट होगा बिकॉज 3 एंड 4 दोनों में फिट कर सकते हैं. सो कैन यू टेल मी द थर्ड कार टू रीच आर विद श्योरिटी? नो. सो आंसर कैन नॉट बी डिटरमाइंड. इसका आंसर डेफिनेटली नहीं दे सकते. इट कुड बी कार नंबर 1, इट कुड बी कार नंबर 2, एंड बिकॉज वी आर नॉट हैविंग इनफ डेटा वी हैव टू मार्क कैन नॉट बी डिटरमाइंड इज द आंसर. ये वाला समझ में आ गया सबको? राइट हो. चलो नाउ Very nice question. थोड़ा लंबा है. I'll give you some time, but read it carefully and try to answer. A train travels from A to E with intermediate stations B, C, and D. 10 parcels with code numbers 101 to 110 were transported between these two stations. They are transported based on the following conditions. Only 4 parcels 1, 4, 7 and 7, 1, 4, 5 and 7 are loaded at A. Among them, 1 is unloaded at B, 1 at C and 2 at D. 2 and 6 were unloaded at C. 8 which was unloaded at B was unloaded at which was loaded at B was unloaded at E. Only 1 parcel loaded at D, which was number 3. Only 2 parcels unloaded at D, and 101 was unloaded at C, the station immediately after the station at which 105 is unloaded. The number of parcels which are loaded at different stations are different, and the number of parcels which were unloaded at different stations was different. No parcel loaded at E, no parcel unloaded at A. It looks as if the data is complicated. Believe me, step by step एक एक point को लेके करो. Very easy to solve this example. Just do it step by step. Let's see who gets it fastest. Any progress? Anmol, no. Step by step, guys. It's not confusing. एक एक line को पढ़ो and then see how you can represent it. Think about it, guys, step by step. Chalo. Let's see how this could be done. So it is given that a train travels from A to E, right? So it travels from A, B, C, D, and E. And there are 10 parcels, 1 to 10, and either the parcel is loaded somewhere or it is unloaded somewhere, right? At each station, we either say that the parcel has been loaded or the parcel has been unloaded. Now, what are the clues which have been given to me? So, starting with the first one, it says that only 4 parcels, that is 1, 4, 5, and 7, are loaded at A. So, 1, 4, 5, and 7 have been loaded at A. Out of these, one of them is unloaded at B, one at C, and 2 at D. Which ones? I don't know. Now, 102 and 6 were unloaded at C. So, 2 and 6 were unloaded at C. And 8, which was loaded at B, is unloaded at E. Did we get it so far? Number 8, which was loaded at B, was unloaded at E. Did you understand the table so far? Okay. Now, only one parcel was loaded at D, which is 103. So, if 3 was loaded at D, सेम स्टेशन पे तो अनलोड होगा नहीं, तो अगले स्टेशन पे जाके बाय डिफॉल्ट उसको निकलना पड़ेगा. सो डेफिनेटली इट वाज अनलोडेड एट ई, राइट. इफ 3 इज लोडेड एट डी, जहां पे लोड होता है उसी स्टेशन पे उतारने का कोई मतलब नहीं है. सो अगला स्टेशन लास्ट स्टेशन है, सो 3 डेफिनेटली गेट्स अनलोडेड एट ई. नाउ ओनली 2 पार्सल्स वर अनलोडेड एट डी, right? Which ones I don't know, but 101 was unloaded at C, right? 101 जो A पे लोडेड था, so A वाला C पे अनलोड होने वाला नंबर 1 है. The station immediately after where 5 was unloaded, तो यहाँ पे 5 का भी अनलोड का हिसाब मिल गया है. So if 5 and 1 are unloaded there, तो remaining 4 and 7 को यहाँ पे अनलोड करना पड़ेगा. So only 2 parcels which were unloaded at D are 4 and 7. Now, numbers देख लो, 1, 4, 5, 7. अब 8 B पे लोडेड है, ये भी अनलोड हो गया है. Now, 2 and 6. If 2 and 6 are unloaded here, 2 and 6 सेम स्टेशन पे तो नहीं चढ़ेंगे, राइट? एंड सेम स्टेशन पे अगर नहीं चढ़ सकते तो ए पे कोई जगह नहीं है, बिकॉज यहां पे यही 4 हैं. दैट मीन्स 2 and 6 डेफिनेटली गॉट ऑन हियर. 2 and 6 डेफिनेटली गॉट ऑन हियर. बचे क्या? 9 and 10. नाउ इफ 9 and 10, नाउ ऑल द स्टेशंस हैड डिफरेंट नंबर्स लोडेड एंड लोडेड, राइट? सो 9 and 10 को मुझे सी पे ही चढ़ाना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज डी पे तो सिर्फ 3 लोडेड था, डी 3 के अलावा कोई नहीं है. सो बोथ 9 and 10 हैड टू बी लोडेड एट सी. डिड यू गेट द टेबल सो फार? एंड नाउ बेस्ड ऑन दिस, हाउ मेनी पार्सल्स वर लोडेड एट सी? नंबर 9 and number 10. So exactly 2 parcels were loaded at C. Got it right? Chalo. Next one, same data. Which 2 parcels travel through maximum number of intermediary stations? I'll go back to the diagram, but the question is, which two parcels travel through the maximum number of intermediary stations? So सबसे ज्यादा ट्रैवल कौन से पार्सल्स करते हैं? नंबर 8 and 3 तो ठीक है, 3 तो कम ट्रैवल करता है, राइट? 8 ठीक है, बट 1 and 4 यहां पे चढ़ते हैं एंड डी पे ही उतरते हैं. सो नंबर्स 4 and number 7, number 4 and number 7, they have traveled the maximum distance. Straightforward question, straightforward answer. Maximum number of station, 4 स्टेशन टोटली ये लोग टच करते हैं. So 4 and 7 are traveling the most from the given options. From the given options, 4 and 7 are traveling the most. Got it? Right. Now, which among the following combinations of stations and parcels which are loaded and unloaded at the station is true? A, B, C, D and E. Let me put up the data. Loading में 1, 4, 5, 7, 2, 6 and 8, 9 and 10, 3 and none. A पे तो कुछ लोड नहीं हो रहा है. I have got 5, I have got 1, 2 and 6, I have got 4 and 7 and I have got 3 and 8. This is the data which we have. So which combination of loading unloading is true? Straightforward. From the data, option 1, 2, 4 and 5 are eliminated. So C is the only one which matches. So if you got the table correct, overall data, if you got it correct, then answering each of the questions is very simple. If you got the overall table correct, then answering each of the individual questions is pretty simple. Hope you got that. Right? Everybody got that? Right. Now, try this one. In a parking area, 8 cars of different companies are parked, with 4 cars adjacent to each other on one side of the walkway and other 4 opposite to them. Now, the following information is available about the cars. Tata is between Mercedes and BMW. Maruti is parked to the immediate right of Fiat on the same side. Toyota is opposite to Fiat and both at an extreme end. Ford is opposite to Tata. Hyundai is opposite to BMW and both at an extreme end. Ford is exactly between Hyundai and Maruti. Let's see, do you get this one? Are you able to get this one? First line of 5 point. How do you get that, teeth? अब क्या पूछ रहे हो समझ में नहीं आया. Previous question, what about that? Previous question में क्या? I put up the previous question on the screen. तीत डाउट था कुछ इसमें? Number 5 point first line. The number of parcels. Okay, so number of parcel. अगर किसी एक स्टेशन पे 2 पार्सल चढ़ते हैं तो दूसरे किसी भी और स्टेशन पे 2 पार्सल नहीं चढ़ेंगे. Number of parcels are always different at every station. जहां पे 2 चढ़ते हैं, do you get that? कोई भी 2 स्टेशन में नंबर ऑफ पार्सल्स लोडिंग विल नॉट बी द सेम. कहीं पे 1 लोड हो गया तो दूसरे स्टेशन पे 1 लोड नहीं हो सकता. 1 के अलावा कोई भी नंबर लोड हो सकता है. टोटल नंबर ऑफ पार्सल्स विल ऑलवेज बी डिफरेंट एट ईच स्टेशन. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? ओके. What about this one? Are we getting it? Yes, Kushi, that's right. What about the others? Yes, Prasanna, correct. Karvit, correct. Chidu, are we getting it? Chalo. So in a parking car lot, there are 8 cars, 4 up, 4 down, right? So cars which are facing like this, for them this is left and this is right. If the cars are opposite park like this, then this is left and this is right for them, right? Chalo. It says Tata is between Mercedes and BMW. So Tata could be between Mercedes and BMW like this, or Tata could be between Mercedes and BMW like this. Maruti is to the immediate right of Fiat. So wherever Fiat is, to the immediate right of Fiat is Maruti, if it is facing like this. Of course, if it is facing the opposite direction, then so it will be opposite. Now, Toyota is parked opposite to Fiat. So if this is Fiat, then Toyota is parked opposite to Fiat. And both of them are at an extreme end. So if they are at an extreme end, then they are on the extreme left end. Now, Ford is opposite to Tata, right? Now, we have already seen this is Tata. So opposite to Tata, we have Ford. Hyundai is opposite to BMW. So Hyundai is opposite to BMW. And both of them are at an extreme end. So if this is extreme end, that means this car is Toyota, this car is Fiat, and this car is Maruti. So now we have all the 8 cars. On the top row, left to right is Toyota, Mercedes, Tata, and BMW. That is our left to right. And in the bottom, our left to right is Fiat, Maruti, Ford, and Hyundai. And once you get this arrangement, then diagonally opposite कौन से हैं? So या तो Toyota and Hyundai is one pair, but Toyota Hyundai का option नहीं है. So BMW and Fiat, right? BMW and Fiat, that is the only option which is available to us, and hence we will mark that as the answer. समझ में आवो? Did everybody get this one? Correct? Okay. Which car is opposite to Maruti? That is simple. डायग्राम में देखी मारुति के ऑपोजिट कौन सी कार है? Mercedes. That's correct. Once you get the diagram, this is easy. Car opposite to Maruti is the Mercedes. Now, if Ford and Tata are swapped, that is exchanged, then which car is to the left of Hyundai? So first let us see. Originally it was Toyota, followed by Mercedes, followed by Tata, followed by BMW. Bottom में we had our Fiat, Maruti, Ford and Hyundai. Now if Ford and Tata are swapped, this becomes Ford and this becomes Tata. Then left of Hyundai में कौन है? Simple, Tata. So B is my answer. Once Ford and Tata are swapped, left of Hyundai becomes Tata. And if Fiat and BMW are interchanged, then who is opposite to Toyota? So originally Toyota, Merc, Tata, BMW, Fiat, Maruti, Ford and Hyundai. So if Fiat and BMW are interchanged, Fiat and BMW are interchanged, then who is opposite to Toyota? The new opposite to Toyota is BMW. Straight. So only getting the first arrangement is important. Once you get the original arrangement, then answering the questions becomes very, very simple. Right? Not much difficulty. Now, which is opposite to Mercedes? Oh, this is simple. Opposite to Mercedes is Maruti. No problems in that. Opposite to Mercedes is Maruti. Nothing to be done. Chalo. Let's do one more question of a similar nature. Arrangement. This time, movie theaters and actors. In a multiplex movie theater, there are 8 screens arranged in 2 rows, 4 on each side. In one row, there are 4 Hindi movies, and in the other, there are 4 English movies. The heroes of the Hindi movies are Shah Rukh, Salman, Akshay, Amir. Heroes of the English movie are Ben, Tom, Jackie, and Arnold. In each movie, there is only one hero, and no 2 movies have the same hero. Now, Ben's movie is on a screen opposite to the screen on which Amir's movie is there. And it is to the immediate left of the screen in which Jackie's movie is being screened. Neither Arnold nor Ben is being screened at the screen, which is at the extreme end. Shah Rukh's movie is on a screen opposite to the screen of Arnold's movie, and Salman is to the left of Amir. Make the arrangement, and then let's see who gets to answer the question. Let's see who gets this one. Tick tock, tick tock. Are we getting it? Yes, Anmol, correct. Getting it? Yes. Swayam Nap. Chalo. Starting with the clues mainly start from this point, right? So Ben's movie is on a screen opposite to Amir. So Ben's movie is opposite to Amir. Now Amir's side, this is left and this is right. But for Ben's side, this is left and this is right. So Ben's is opposite to Amir and to the left of the screen on which Jackie's movie is there. That means Jackie's movie is to the left of Ben. But because Ben is facing opposite direction, left right उल्टा हो जाएगा. So Jackie को यहाँ पे place करना पड़ेगा. Now, neither Arnold nor Ben is being screened at the screen which are the end. B is not the extreme end. So there has to be somebody here. B is not at an end. So there has to be somebody here. Now, if this is Arnold, now Shah Rukh's movie is being screened on a screen opposite to which Arnold's movie is screened. And Salman is to the left of Amir. So this becomes Salman. Right? If I put Arnold here, then I need one more person here. If I put Arnold on this side, then इसके एक और side अगर आ गया तो B left में हो जाएगा जो possible नहीं है. And Arnold extreme end पे नहीं हो सकता. So Arnold definitely has to be here. And if this is Arnold, then opposite of that is Shah Rukh. जो बचे उनको डाल दो. This is Tom and this is Akshay. So the person opposite to the screen in which Tom was playing is Arnold. Definitely my answer is A, Akshay. Got it? Relatively easy one. Okay. Let's take one last example before we go for a break. One last example, easy hai. U, V, W, X, Y, Z are 6 police officers who are parading in 2 rows. That means all of them are facing the same direction. So there are 3 in the front row and 3 in the back row. Each officer in the back has one officer exactly in front of him. W and X are at the extreme ends of 2 different rows. Y is to the right of U and exactly in front of V. And if Z is exactly behind W, then which of the following statements is true? So simple. Let's see who gets this one. Let's see who gets this one. Did you get this one? No, Anmol, check it. No Teeth, no Mitanshu. All of them have given me different answers, none of them correct. No, Anmol. Nope. Chalo. Let's take a look at this one. Now, it is given that W and X are at two extreme ends of different rows. I don't know which one. Y is to the right of U. Y is to the right of U and exactly in front of V. So Y is to the right of U and exactly in front of V. So at this position. Now, if Z is exactly behind W, either Z can be behind W like this or Z can be behind W like this, right? One of these two arrangements. But if this is the arrangement, X becomes here and W and X are at extreme ends. If W is this side, then X cannot be at the extreme end. So this arrangement of W and Z is wrong, which means my exact arrangement is this: U, Y, W followed by X, V and Z. So X is not between V and Z. Z and U are definitely at the extreme ends. Only one arrangement is possible. Y and X are not at the extreme end and Z is definitely not between X and Y. So the correct answer in this particular case is definitely B. Right? Did everybody get it? There's only one arrangement and this is it. So B is my answer. I hope everybody understood this question. Okay. So we are going to take a short break, 5 minutes, right? It's 9:28. Let's come back by 9:35, where we will resume our session for data interpretation, right? Data interpretation is supposed to be our next session. So let's take a short break and then we will come back for the next session. Same ID, same password.